Hello, guys. I'm Ausra, and this is my podcast, Thinking in Sound, number 6 today. And I'm still talking about Rian's thoughts. Rian is our friend from the Netherlands. And he wrote after one of my podcasts that he wants to learn how to compose Baroque fuguettes in style of Johann Pachelbel, and I thought I will talk about it today because if it's worth writing fuguettes in the style of Pachelbel or any other Baroque composer, or it's not. Well, in general, what I consider being a well-educated musician is to know to study a lot of music theory at some point in your life. The earlier you start, the better you'll become. But it does not mean that you need to continue doing things that you did in your theory classes while you grown up and well developed and educated as a musician. And why I'm saying that? Because when we studied music theory in the Academy of Music, we had one course of harmony, 1 year of harmony and 1 year of polyphony. Besides that, we had many years of music theory studies in our art gymnasiums. But at the Academy of Music, during our harmony classes, we were required to compose sets of variations. Well, anyway, I composed a few sets of variations as we were required for that course, but I never considered them to be like a serious compositions. I would never publish them. I don't even know where we are right now. Why we had to do it? Because we needed to be well acquainted of how harmony works in the variations and how different composers did that. So what we did, we had to know the form of variations, then to study how other composers have done it before us, and then choose the theme or compose our own theme and write a set of variations. And during our polyphony course, we were required to compose not fuguettes but fugues, which was also very good because we had to find out how the fugue is put together, study fugues mainly by J.S. Bach, but we also studied other composers and modern composers like, let's say, Shostakovich. And then we had to compose our own fugues. And I think that we were required to write a few fugues on the given subjects by other composers, and then to compose our own subject and basically to compose entire fugue based on that original theme. So, and it was very good, for our brain and for our broadening our perspective and our knowledge about polyphony, about what kind of polyphonical techniques you can use, in the fugue. Augmentation, diminution, stretto, and retrograde, and all that kind of stuff. This was really helpful. But now let's go back to that, Rian's wish to compose fuguettes in that Baroque style. Well, is it worth or not? So, if you want to write and compose fuguettes as a part of learning experience in order to be better acquainted with polyphonical style and polyphonical techniques, then yes, do it as a part of learning process, it's very good, I think take advantage of that. But as for the real compositions, if you want to do them as as for performance purposes or for, I don't know, selling them to the others, I would say don't, because it won't be interesting really for others to play them. And I don't think if it's worth. Now I remember that, during our studies back at the United States, I think Vidas composed a few really nice pieces in Baroque style, like trio style. They sounded very much like, let's say, crepes. And he sent them to one really famous publisher in the United States. And he refused to publish them. And of course, Vidas was really offended, and I was offended too. Well, but I think publisher was right, because composing in some kind of style and imitating it really well, it's still not cool nowadays, because your music needs to speak for you and show your own voice and your own face, and not to imitate somebody or some style. So I think it's good to compose fuguettes as part of your learning composition. But if you want to make them a real masterpiece, a real piece of composition, then you can compose fugue, but don't try to write them in Baroque style. Do them in your own style. Of course you need to still obey those polyphonic rules, that of the fugue, but maybe, compose the subjects which will reflect your thoughts on music and won't sound like Pachelbel. So anyway, that's my view on this subject. And now, of course, I'm already getting to the end of my podcast, and I forgot to advertise our beautiful cup, so I will do it now. So, Secrets of Organ Playing mug, very useful tool in the kitchen. So, if you want to get it, just check our website. Well, so this was a short podcast about what I think about composing in Baroque style. I was talking about fuguettes. And please send more of your questions, because if you want, I will have to come up with my own. And thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.